beat up in the bathroom, beat up in the hallways, shoved in the lockers, just for the most part, man, just being the new kid.
Eminem's journey from a troubled childhood to becoming one of the most influential figures in music is nothing short of remarkable. Born Marshall Bruce Mathers III on October 17, 1972, in St. Joseph, Missouri, his early years were shaped by poverty, instability, and a strained family dynamic. His father, Bruce Mathers Jr., abandoned the family when Marshall was just a baby, leaving his teenage mother, Debbie Mathers, to raise him alone. For Debbie, the challenges of raising her son were compounded by her own traumatic upbringing. She had endured abuse from her stepfather and grew up in a dysfunctional household. These early adversities would ripple into her parenting, creating a chaotic environment for Marshall.
My mother used to give me $2 for cigarettes. I used to go up to the store, steal the cigarettes, and keep the money for lunch the next day.
Marshall and his mother lived a transient lifestyle, moving between Missouri and Michigan in search of stability. By the time he was a teenager, they had settled in a predominantly black, working-class neighborhood in Detroit. The frequent relocations and poverty left Marshall isolated and struggling to adapt to new environments. School was particularly challenging.
It was real hard for me to make friends when I was little. The longest I had been in a school was like 3 months.
Eminem often found himself the target of bullies. One incident, in particular, left a lasting mark. While in middle school, Eminem was viciously beaten by a classmate named D'Angelo Bailey. The assault caused severe injuries, including a concussion and temporary loss of vision. This traumatic event deeply affected him, and later became the basis for his song Brain Damage, where he detailed the violence and its emotional aftermath. Eminem's lyrics in the song were explicit and biting, channeling his pain into art while shedding light on the bullying that shaped his formative years. Eminem's struggles were not confined to school hallways. At home, his relationship with his mother was fraught with tension. Debbie's erratic parenting style and alleged substance abuse created an unstable environment. Eminem has claimed in interviews and songs like Cleaning Out My Closet that she was neglectful and controlling, though Debbie has consistently denied these allegations. In her memoir, My Son Marshall, My Son Eminem, she painted a different picture, describing her struggles as a single mother trying to provide for her son in the face of overwhelming challenges. Despite their conflicts, Debbie recognized her son's creative potential and often encouraged him to pursue his interests in drawing and storytelling. Marshall had a vivid imagination and a love for words, which initially manifested in his fascination with comic books. This early exposure to storytelling helped him develop an expansive vocabulary, even as he struggled academically. Marshall's disinterest in school led to him failing 9th grade 3 times before dropping out entirely at the age of 17. Reflecting on this period, Eminem later admitted that his repeated failures were partly due to his frequent absences.
Just didn't want to go. I figured I just want to rap.
Dropping out of school marked a turning point for Marshall. While he faced criticism and pressure from his family, he was determined to chart his own path. During this time, he began immersing himself in hip-hop, a genre that offered him an outlet for his frustrations. Marshall started writing rhymes and performing at local rap battles under the name Eminem, his initials for Marshall Mathers. It wasn't just an escape, it was his lifeline. The pain and anger he felt from his upbringing fueled his determination to succeed in a world that seemed stacked against him. As Eminem navigated his early adult years, he met Kimberly Ann Scott, known as Kim, a teenager with her own troubled past. Kim and her twin sister were fleeing a turbulent household when they crossed paths with Eminem. They moved in with him and his mother, Debbie, marking the beginning of a deeply complex relationship. Kim and Eminem's bond was fiery and passionate, but often tumultuous, reflecting the chaos of their shared experiences. Despite the challenges, the couple fell deeply in love. In 1995, they welcomed their daughter, Hailie Jade, an event that became a defining moment for Eminem. Hailie became his primary motivation, driving him to push past adversity and provide a better life for her. During this time, Eminem balanced odd jobs with his relentless pursuit of music. In 1996, he released his debut album, Infinite, a self-funded project that showcased his technical prowess but failed to gain traction. Critics largely dismissed the album as unoriginal, comparing him to existing rappers, which left Eminem feeling defeated. However, instead of giving up, Eminem channeled his pain into his art. This period of despair birthed his alter ego, Slim Shady, a character who embodied all his rage, frustration, and raw ambition. The Slim Shady EP, released in 1997, caught the attention of the Detroit rap community. Around this time, Eminem took a significant step forward when he entered the Rap Olympics, an underground competition in Los Angeles designed to showcase the best freestyle rappers. Representing Detroit, he captivated the crowd with his sharp rhymes and commanding presence, ultimately placing second. Although he didn't win, the Rap Olympics would prove to be a turning point in his career. An intern from Interscope Records, who had attended the event, passed along Eminem's demo tape to Dr. Dre, one of hip-hop's most influential figures. Dre, impressed by Eminem's raw talent and unique style, reached out to collaborate. Eminem's life changed almost overnight as Dre took him under his wing, guiding the production of the Slim Shady LP, 1999. The album introduced the world to Slim Shady's dark humor and unfiltered honesty, catapulting Eminem to stardom. In late 1999, his mother Debbie would try to sue Eminem for $11 million for defamation over lyrics in some of his songs. However, she was only awarded $25,000, most of which went to paying her legal fees. The two are currently not on speaking terms, but Eminem later admitted to having a better understanding of what his mother had been through.
She is my mother. I do love her, and I think I got a better understanding of what she was going through or what she may be going through. You know what I mean? Now that when I see myself and how I actually became, you know what I mean? I think there's a little compassion factor that goes with that. So
in 2000, the Marshall Mathers LP, which featured iconic tracks like Stan, Shattered Records, selling 1.76 million copies in its first week and cementing Eminem as one of rap's greatest. The album not only offered brutally honest reflections on fame, family, and criticism, but also earned Eminem a Grammy Award for Best Rap Album, solidifying its place as a cultural phenomenon. Eminem's personal life often paralleled the chaos of his lyrics. He married Kim in 1999, but their volatile relationship, marked by public disputes and the haunting track Kim, led to her suicide attempt that year after Eminem performed the song on stage while Kim stood in the crowd.
I was there in the middle section on the main floor, and sure enough, he decided to do that song, and not only perform the song, but use blow-up dolls to reenact like me being choked and just disrespectful things to the blow-up doll, and then threw the doll into the crowd. Like, for him to do that in front of thousands upon thousands of people, knowing that I'm out there and just watching everybody else sing the words and laughing and jumping around and like approval of just, I couldn't take it, I don't know. And I made it home, and I could not gather my senses. And I went upstairs in my bathroom, and I ended up in the hospital.
Luckily, her attempt was unsuccessful, and the couple divorced in 2001. They briefly reconciled in 2006, but parted ways again a few months later. Eminem's life inspired his semi-autobiographical film 8 Mile, released in 2002. The movie portrayed the struggles of a young rapper, Jimmy B. Rabbit Smith Jr., as he navigated poverty, personal setbacks, and Detroit's fiercely competitive battle rap scene. While not a direct retelling, many elements of the film were drawn from Eminem's own life, including his drive to rise above challenging circumstances. 8 Mile was both a critical and commercial success, earning Eminem an Academy Award for Best Original Song with Lose Yourself, a track that became an anthem of resilience and determination. By the mid-2000s, Eminem's life spiraled as he battled addiction, culminating in a near-fatal overdose in 2007. The tragic death of his best friend, Proof, in 2006 further plunged him into darkness.
If I didn't admit that I was weak with this certain thing, I was gonna die, you know, so.
How close did you come?
I certainly probably a couple hours away from death. Not to make this too tense of a moment, but yeah.
After retreating to focus on recovery, Eminem reemerged with Relapse, 2009. and the critically acclaimed Recovery 2010, showcasing his sobriety and growth through hits like Not Afraid and Love the Way You Lie. Today, Eminem remains a hip-hop icon and a dominant force in music. His daughter, Hailie Jade, now a grown woman, influencer, and podcast host, often shares glimpses of her close relationship with her father. In 2022, Eminem was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, solidifying his legacy as one of the greatest rappers of all time. In 2024, Eminem wrote a song titled Temporary, which is a deeply emotional track that acts as a love letter to his daughter, Hailie Jade. Written as if he's no longer alive, the song reflects on his fears of not being able to communicate with her in the future, while offering her guidance and expressing his enduring love. From controversy to redemption, Eminem's journey has redefined what it means to turn personal struggles into cultural impact.